Anyway, I'll start it off. So, welcome to my talk show. I'm your host, That One Rebel. It's my talk show, Late Night with Rebel, and we have our special guest here, OfficialSayon. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man, and thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Of course. So, for those who don't know who you are, what's the best way to describe yourself to, new viewers or new people?
I guess the best way to describe me is horror and the HGS series on VRChat.
You mean the Huggies Dungeon series? For those people that don't know what that means.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. So, how'd you? Let's just get right into the meat of this. So, how did you end up coming up with the idea? Like, oh, actually, before we even get to that, how did you find out about VR chat? Like, first off, how did you end up playing this game initially?
My friend, a close friend of mine, he recommended VRChat to me because he knows that I had VR.
Mm-hmm.
So I checked it out and I was inspired by people who made models, and I was asking them, how did you do this? But they said, yeah, you have to make it yourself. And ever since then, I was very inspired to make models myself.
Okay. And then you started learning like world creation from there, or?
Yeah, I mean, I spent about, I think, half a year making avatars and slowly into advanced avatars with jump scares, etc. And from there on, I was actually playing the first horror map that was ever created on VRChat, which is Sinu's Horror Escape. And
Oh yeah,
whenever I played that, I was so hyped, and I wanted to give it a try and make one myself.
I remember that world. I remember playing it. Yeah, that was like one of the first
It's really good.
horror maps I played. Yeah. So what's the time frame of this? Like, was this like early 2017? Was this in 2018? Like, when did you actually start playing, roughly?
I started playing in 2017. I believe it was around November-ish. Yeah. And after that, I believe 2018 February, that's when I started working on Huggy Dungeon series part 1.
Okay. How did you get the whole idea for a Huggies Dungeon? Like, did you write up a script or a plot? Like, did you like organize everything, or is it just like you're just world creating and just like, oh, I should have this thing here, and was it a whole plan? Like,
Well, let me say this. Do you want the detailed story or just a quick story?
I mean, we got like an hour here, so I mean,
Okay, let me make it as easy as possible. So basically, we used to have a group. Well, we still have it. It's called the Huggy Club.
okay.
And it's a regular club, and we hang out.
Hmm.
And I used to be the famous Huggy model that always, that starts in part 1.
Yeah.
And I was walking around and going up to people, pretending to be a girl with a voice changer, and people started, yeah, they actually started liking the Huggy Huggy thing, and that's when one of my friends mentioned, "Hey, does she have a sister?" And then I was like, "Yeah, but she's very evil, blah 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 blah." And from there on out, I started making the Huggy Club, which is also a world I created. And someone mentioned, "Is there an evil basement, etc., etc." And from there on, I started working on a dungeon, which eventually led to the Huggy Dungeon series.
Oh wow. So this is
Yeah,
actually
it's a really
just
funny story.
that's interesting that you like use a voice changer and you would like just have fun, and then like it turned into like, let's make a whole world. Because like, I'm gonna be honest with you here,
Yeah.
like besides you and maybe a couple other people that make maps, like horror maps specifically, in VR chat, there's not too many. Like, if you, let's say hypothetically, if you didn't exist, th- there wouldn't really be a whole lot of horror stuff in VR chat. There's a couple things, but not so much. I feel like you're like
Yeah.
probably like the top of like the horror genre for VR chat. And I kind of wish there's like more people like you. There's like at least like 10 or
Hmm.
12 or more stuff, because I feel like it's such like an untapped market. I understand it takes a lot of time and effort to make these worlds. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But I guess my next question is like when you were making the first one, did you like did you feel like did you it was like a learning process, like where you're like, okay, I don't really know how to like make jump scares and like do these certain things and like puzzles and items, I click this thing, and like, did you know any game design stuff, or was it just like you learned played by ear?
Well, part one, in the very beginning, the very first release, it was compared to what part three is now, there is such a big gap, and I literally was just trying out stuff and trying to make it work. That's why part one feels more like an actual escape room than a
Yeah.
story than all the other ones. Even now, when I look back at it, when I try to fix part one, it's so unorganized, and all the objects and everything are just all over the place, and it's so hard for me now to, edit it without losing control or where I am. It's absolutely nuts.
Okay. So when you released part one, and then when people started playing it, and you probably saw it like near the top of like the active, or like a lot of people playing it, were you excited to like people are now like playing your map and like giving you feedback and like messaging you and stuff like that, join the club?
Hmm. Yeah, I actually get actually a lot of things from different perspectives. It's mostly bug fixes or people falling out of the maps, and I constantly have to say, yes, I'll be working on it. Thank you for giving me this bug. And sometimes it's just, hey, this was so cool. It was so emotional. There hasn't really been any bad feedback other than that the bosses were very long and quite hard to beat. Yeah, I just
Just get
wanted
good.
it to go out with a bang. Yeah.
Of course. How do you feel about all the like the YouTubers and streamers that are playing your maps and giving it more exposure and stuff like that? Because, for example, obviously Landfear and Oathmeal are big fans, and they're the ones who
Hmm.
told me to interview you actually. So
Yeah, they did. Yeah, no, it feels great, and I'm happy to see that it has such a huge impact on the community. It really makes me happy because it really took a long time to make, and to see it, play off like this feels good.
damn. Yeah, like so moving on. How do you feel about like so after part one, then you started doing the I think it was either part two or you started doing the seasonal ones, where it was like Christmas and
Yeah,
Halloween.
yeah. I don't. I think it was seasonal. Yeah, it's been so long, but I believe that I started with the Halloween one. Yeah.
Okay. Was that? Would you think that was easier after making part one because now you know what to do, or?
Oh yeah, it's so much easier. I mean, with part three being done, I can get projects done so much faster because of all that experience and failures I had. So it's just a really easy guideline for me now to make new projects.
Okay. I think I played every single one of them except for part three because I need to find the 10 hours just to sit down and just do it. But I've done them all. I haven't like beat all the achievements. It's just too much time and investment to it to like do everything properly.
Oh, it is. It is.
But I had fun though. Um, I do. For example, like the ones I think over time you definitely test some things. Like you did like the Lost Teddies ones. I definitely felt like that was like a test of like learning to have like AI follow you over time.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I almost beat it, and then I got owned. And
Oof.
like the one thing I don't like about horror games, this is just my critique, is I don't like the life system. I like it like where you just have unlimited tries, so that means like I don't have to restart from
Hmm.
like from the beginning anymore. I just keep going until I beat it. That's why I feel about
Yeah.
games. I don't like because like one of the what was the there's one called like Mirror's Edge or something like that, or
Yeah. I've heard of that. Yeah.
that one only has like 3 or 4 lives, and each player takes up 1 life. So if you play with 4 players, you really have to start the whole map if one person dies. That's kind of oof.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it could be a cool update in the future to just
yeah,
add us an option where you'd be able to have unlimited lives, even just to try it out first before you actually take on the challenge of doing 3 lives or two.
yeah, because like I'm always confused like how to like do things properly, and then like the AI starts glitching out and starts hitting me for walls, and I'm just like, okay, dude. And then I'm just like, I just want to beat it. So yeah,
Yeah, no, I completely understand.
if you have unlimited life, that's gonna be called a baby mode, and I'm gonna get mad.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, like over time, you've definitely learn more about world creation. So, so you made part 1, you did the seasonal stuff, and now it's on to part 2. How did you
Yes.
did you just start progressing the story? Did you start adding characters in? You started having this whole it went from just a little sister to now you have the big brother, and you have the family, and this whole background story about the mom and the dad, and all this stuff going on. I was like, holy smokes, am I watching anime? What's going on? Is this Death Note?
Pretty much.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's I can't spoil things, but the thing is in part 1 you start with a certain character, and you start to learn in each chapter more about the people, and when it ends finally in part 3, it pretty much explains everything about them, why they were there, and why it even ended like that. It's a complete storyline.
I get you. So you're saying that part 3 is the last one for this series? All right, I didn't know that, but it makes sense. I mean, you don't want to
Well,
have 10 parts unless you want to.
I mean, let's for now just say that it's an open ending, and I want people to have their imagination running to do what would happen next. That's my answer for now.
Hey man, you can always just retcon the whole series and just remake the first one again. You can do whatever you want,
know,
technically,
right?
or just make side stuff. You could be like, "Oh guys, it's Halloween again. Let's go. Let's have
Let's do
Halloween.
another one,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's do another one, or Christmas, or any or just do some weird off beach episode, but it turns into some
I
murder.
knew it. I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, just have a beach episode, but it's murder at the beach.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Sure, why not? Do you since you're a map creator, do you ever get inspired by other map creators or other people that make horror maps or anything like that? You're like, "Oh, that's a cool idea. Maybe I should incorporate that into my map," or learn stuff from other people?
Um, well, like I said, the Sinu horror map that I did for the first time, that guy really inspired me to do what I do now. But to be honest, overall, there's only been one person that has really cool ways in maps. I'm sure you know him, Sion Laser.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sion? Yeah,
yeah.
him. He has really cool stuff, and I can see me using his assets to make something really cool. Yeah, he inspires me to do some of the things. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. He's the one who helped me out with this camera system, so
Yeah, I figured.
he
Yeah,
knows a lot. So that beach episode,
yeah, he's really good.
Lisa beach episode. Yeah, when's that gonna happen?
Oh God. Well, I mean, you'd have to ask the voice actor of Lisa.
Yeah. How's Lisa doing today?
Yeah, go ahead. Here she is.
Hi.
So I have some questions for you. So, people are telling me, are you're married, right? You're both together?
Yep.
Now, this happened because, before VR chat, or?
We've been together since we were 12, so way before VR
Whoa, damn. That's a long time
chat.
then.
Together 14 or 13 years and married for is it 8 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8.
Damn. All right, so your husband is working on this horror map. How did you get involved in it? Did he ask you, hey, I need a voice actress. I need you to help me out.
Well, I started as a placeholder until, you know, that there could be a person to fill my place and act childish. But I kind of just stayed in the position. And then I'm moved on to other things. Sometimes I'm a monster in some of the maps. Was it Dead Space? I'm the mama monster. GLaDOS, some of the AIs, or just little things like announcers and the Doki Doki High, just the little things like that.
Okay. How did your husband come with you with this idea? When he was working on it, did you know what he was doing? Did he tell you everything? Yeah, I'm working on this map. I need your voice. I need you to help me out.
Yeah, I've kind of been through the whole step of the way because I give feedback like, no, that's not scary enough, or, what are you doing? Yes, this is good. You have to take away this, or kind of just little feedback. And for the most part, he follows it. Sometimes not, but yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying. All right, that's good though. That like you work together on this project. You know, do you work on the map too? Like, do you make stuff, or are you just purely the voice actress?
No, not at all. I think I'm more feedback, motivation, support, and
Okay.
yeah, voice actress.
Okay. So, I guess that's my questions now for Elisa. Back to Seon. So, I have more like map questions. So,
Yeah, sure.
so okay, we talked about part two and now part three. Obviously, that was a very long process between part two and part three. It was like what, like I think like a year and a half or something like that.
Oh boy, yeah. Part three
So,
was about 6 to 7 months, and then part three was about a year and 3 months.
oh my God, I figured because I remember, I think at the end of 2018 or 2019 New Year's map, there was a
Yeah.
part three poster saying coming soon, and I was just like, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna come out in like 3 months, and then like it's like a year and 3 months later, I'm like, yo, when's that coming out?
I know, it was very delayed.
Why was it delayed? Like, was it just like, was it VR chat? Was it like because of 2017? Was it just personal stuff? Like,
Honestly, it was due to the fact that there were many bugs, and I felt that it was too short, and I also felt that I was rushing it, and I wanted to just extend it a little bit, give myself more time to, look everything over instead of having it uploaded and then I'm not happy with it. So,
okay.
yeah.
Um, when VRChat updated to 2017 and now 2018, has that affect your map at all? I'm assuming there's a lot of probably bugs and like stuff is like broken nowadays, but
Um, I mean, it hasn't really destroyed too much. I mean, I was already planning on upgrading and updating all the maps, so this was a good thing. It's just, with the whole release of Part 3, finally, I wanted some rest, and
yeah,
then I noticed someone saying, "Oh, they upgraded to 2018 and Udon is released," and I'm like, "Oh no, that means I have to migrate everything."
yeah.
But eventually, it came out well. I mean, I know there are some missing texture issues and some chair issues and etc. I will get to that this weekend, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, I love it. I love the new update.
Does this mean that if you were to make future maps, you're going to be using Udon in 2018? Like, do you have any plans for Udon? Because like apparently it's going to be like the big huge update where you can make whatever you want technically, so to speak. So I'm curious
Exactly.
if you have any plans for Udon.
I mean, I have some project running at the moment, which still run the non-udon version. I chose specifically for that because I'm just way too familiar with the VRC SDK as it is. But I do have made some side projects just to test out and see how udon is. But to actually migrate my current projects to udon would be way too complicated because the triggers work differently. But I will definitely try out some stuff.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like for the future, so like moving forward, you can't really touch like the old maps, but any new stuff you could test out some new
No, no.
features. Yeah, so I get you. All right. Um, After like we're not gonna say any spoilers, obviously, because I haven't even played it. I don't want to spoil anyone for part 3 or any of the other ones. But since you've started making like this huge series and stuff like that, like what's the general feel? Like, is everyone like just like ecstatic? Like, oh my god, part 3 is coming out, guys, let's play it. Like, is everyone happy with everything going on? Like, a lot of people are. Whenever I've always like told people, like even newer streamers or people playing VR chat, I'm always like, yo, go to OfficialSayon, click his name, go to all his horror maps. They're a good experience. It's like 20, 30 hours of horror stuff there. So
Yeah, I mean, when I announced the release on Twitter, it went overboard. I also uploaded it in the Discord, and people just started, hyping up. It also gave me a lot of stress because I'm like, oh God, it's about to happen. It's about to be released. Is it gonna break, etc. But yeah, I mean, it came out really well. And the hype for it, just made me very excited to release it.
That's awesome.
Hell
So,
yeah.
I noticed that like you also started making like side like one-off things. Like you made like Emily Wants to Play, for example. Um,
That's right.
so I played that. I think I only played it like once or twice, and I died like randomly. I was just like, okay, dude. Like I was pissed. I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I was just like, I kept getting like double teamed from like two of them at the same time. So like one I had to like stop and one I had to like stare. I was just like, what in the world? I was like, dude, this is impossible. This is like on like hardcore like nightmare mode. Like what's even going on?
For sure, for sure. No, I do have side projects. I know a lot of people know that I was also working on the Nun, but it got like pushed back really far. Yeah, the Dead Space VR is one of the side projects along with the Emily Wants to Play. I do have some secret projects running right now, which I can't say, but they're gonna be really good.
Oh yeah, I could probably guess one of them. You don't even have to say anything. Probably like Silent Hill or something. That'd be pretty good. Survival horror. See, I feel like that's the
You'll
one.
see, you'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like with Udon, maybe you could do like a survival horror where you have a like sort of like Dead Space VR, like you made, like where you have a gun, you have to kill enemies and stuff like that. I like those type of games, like
Yeah.
Resident Evil and stuff, because I'm always terrified of like horror games where like you're forced to just run or hide. Like to me, that's like the most
Oh
terrifying
God.
thing. Like, cause you're like, oh, I can't do anything. I have to run and hide in this very specific place. Oh man. But like if it's like
Oh,
Resident Evil or
you're
something.
gonna dislike, you're gonna hate part three then for sure.
Oh man, I mean, I already went for part two and part one and Halloween and Christmas, so I'm kind of used to it. But I mean, in a perfect world, I prefer to like have survival horror as like like I can fight back, but like
Oh
supplies are
yeah,
limited. So
for sure. Have you played the Half-Life Alyx yet?
I actually beat the whole thing. So yeah, I have.
Ah, it's so good.
It is. It's really good. No spoilers, but it was really good. I liked it. Like it does. It felt like kind of like a horror game, honestly, at certain points. Maybe not near the
It
end
did.
because it was like more action oriented. But like the first like half of the game is just mostly like head crabs and enemy like zombies and stuff, and it definitely felt like a
Yeah.
horror game. But like I definitely was panicking sometimes where I'm like, oh I gotta reload. Boom boom. I was like, oh god. Like I was just like dropping ammo and like flipping out and stuff. But like it was fun. I do feel that
I
like
mean that. I mean that one level. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm sure if I mention it to you, that one specific level. If I just say that, that should be enough, right, for you to know what I'm
maybe
talking about.
it's been a little bit, but I could remember. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean it's definitely has some really good horror aspects. It got me good. It got me really good.
Okay. What I would like to see from like the future of what we're talking about Half-Life Alyx is like people to take that engine Source 2 and then start making their own horror maps or like horror games. Like imagine
Oh yes.
like a Dead Space VR, like an actual Dead Space game, like where it's in first person in VR like that. Like that would be pretty
Hmm.
cool on that engine or Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Like I think just take like any like horror game and put it into the Half-Life Alyx Source 2 engine, and like you got like a bestseller right there. Like just
Oh,
like
for sure.
everything's in
Yeah.
your face. Like it's just like way more spooky and just like you have to like awkwardly like oh god and like have to like climb through vents or like I don't know like take down barricades and like let's say a monster chasing after you and then knock over the bookcase to block the door. Like that would be pretty spooky but cool. Like you could like interact with an environment and like imagine like an Outlast like VR game where you can't fight, but you could like block. You like barricade things. So you close down the barricades. You knock over the
Oh my
bookshelf.
God.
You see the monster and you're just like oh no, and you like throw like a bucket at him. He's just like ooh, and just like it's just like ow, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like
that would be amazing. I would so buy that if they announced this.
Valve is focusing on VR games actually, Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like they're not gonna make Dead Space VR or any of these games I just mentioned. It takes someone else, like someone in the community to do it, or a AAA title to do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant. But it maybe in the future. That's what I'm thinking. If there was gonna be a new Outlast, I'm hoping they make like an Outlast VR because that's gonna be the most scariest like thing in the whole world, dude. Just
Yes, for sure, for sure.
or how do you get inspired from doing Huggy's Dungeon? Like besides like like talking to your friends, but do you get inspired from other horror games? Like games you played?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I got inspired by many horror games, even movies, books as well. It's just anything that makes my heart race. That's what I wanted in the HDS series, specifically Part 3.
Okay.
You're gonna see a lot of different fears, even games implemented. So yeah, you're gonna love it for sure.
Okay.
At least I hope so.
I think I'll enjoy it. Have you ever had ideas? This is like just throwing an idea here. Have you ever had an idea where like it's a game mode, kind of like Dead Zone, the one you made, but like instead, like think of it like Dead by Daylight, like where one player plays as a killer and then chases the other players around in VR chat?
Yeah, I I actually have a few Dead by Daylight avatars, and I was actually thinking with the current engine and Udon, it would be so easy to recreate something like this, to have certain items in player models that once hit upon you be, I don't know, on a chair on someone's shoulder or something, and then the player would have to carry them to one of the hooks. It's definitely doable for sure.
Oh
it would
my
be really sick.
God. That's gonna be real spooky. You just see this big dude and you just hear the music coming and then you just hear the guy like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you." Like you hear like some 12-year-old like talking as the killer and just like getting chased.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, that would be really cool for sure.
Yeah, that's what I would like to play. Cause like I feel like a lot of game modes in VR chat, like as a whole right now, they don't have a lot of replayability. Like you go to Battle Disc or Steel and Gold or like I don't know, like whatever Mario Kart or whatever, and you play like once or twice, you're like, all right, that's good enough. But like there's no like Counter-Strike, there's no like other games that like really have a lot of play. I guess Murder, would be the most played game mode.
Yeah, true.
But I feel like there needs to be more. The one thing I always wanted to
I
play
agree.
was Danganronpa in VR chat. There's worlds for it, but like it takes a lot of RP and it takes a lot of skill to like set it up properly. But I feel like maybe with the new engine,
Yeah.
because that'd be cool, like to have people like act out and be like, "Oh my God, this person's been murdered," and we have to actually figure out who actually killed them, like and actually like get clues and all that stuff. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I agree. Yeah, 100%. I just feel like I think we just need like a few more months, and then once Udon is more stabilized and people get the hang of it more, then you will see a lot better maps for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. So, one of my question is, how did like you said that you first got into avatar creation, and do you feel that like are you like skilled enough to like make stuff from scratch, or are you just editing bases and stuff like that, and like
Yeah, I know how to, yeah, for sure. I know a little bit of both. I enjoy making things from scratch. It's just if I were to do such a thing for Part 3, I wouldn't even be near halfway done right now. So yeah, of course, I did a little bit of both. Some parts are actually made from scratch. Some parts are bought. Some parts are free assets, etc. And then I just mix and match and try to make it work.
Okay. I just got another random idea that could work. It could be a lot easier than Dead by Daylight VR and VR chat. SCP containment breach or secret laboratory.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to stop you there. It might already be there, so you have to wait and see.
Oh, we have to wait and see, huh? That's gonna be real fun. You play as a D-boy in VR chat, and then out of nowhere you get SCP-106 come out of nowhere, and 76, and I forget the other names, but the doctor. You just like, come here, I need to give you some medicine, and you just God, that'd be scary.
So many ideas.
Stop! You violated the law. True. That'd be a lot of fun playing an SCP in VR. Because I played Secret Laboratory a lot, but I was just like, oh man, if this is in VR, this would be like way more scary. Because I feel like it makes
Oh,
it not
yes.
scary because like people talk and they're like, "I'm gonna get you," haha, and it's just like, all right, dude, like.
Yeah.
But I guess if you were to play in a VR chat and like have it in VR and like people actually role play a little bit, it might be a lot more scary and like have like the uh what's it called, the not the SWAT team, whatever it's called, Alpha Bravo team or whatever it's called, come in and try
Hmm.
and contain. I don't know how you would work with Peanut though. That's the only thing I wouldn't know what the heck you would do. But
I figured you have to go invisible. I mean, I have one of the avatars to make you
oh,
go completely invisible.
true.
Just go behind people and then yeah, scare them.
Yeah, yeah. I guess you would have to like maybe you would make it like so every player model like blinks every like 10 seconds or 5 seconds or some random
That
crap.
could work. Yeah.
And then you just have to have the person role play and be like, okay, if they just blink, like they can't. But how would you know if someone's blinking or not? I don't know.
Yeah, it could either be a sound, but that would kind of give it away. Or you could make the entire screen go black, like as in you're actually blinking with your eyes. That could work.
I suppose so. Yeah, I know, Kier. I know. He says sorry to interrupt. We got new Twitch. No more under boob. Yeah, I don't have any under boob. I have cleavage. Calm down. It's like, I'm just a grown woman here. Just, I'm sorry. Anyway, sorry. Let me look at my questions here. 1 second here. What's actually, let's change it up for a little bit. So, what's the first thing you did when you
Sure.
first got VR? Like the first thing you put on the headset, you load up VR chat. What was the first thing you ever did in VR?
I think the very first time I was just walking around looking at places, trying to see how this game worked, and then randomly, people came running to you and they're like, "Hey, what's your name? What you doing? Hey, what do you think of VR chat?" And I was just like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 hold up! How do I talk?" Because my mic was muted, so I was still trying to figure it out. And after that, people said, "Hey, you should go to this world," and then I just went on with a random group to figure out VR chat and see all the cool worlds.
I get you. Um, so outside of like Huggy's Dungeon, do you play VR chat a lot? Do you like ever just explore and hang out with friends and stuff like that in your community? Um,
Yeah, to be brutally honest, ever since I got in world making, I never stopped, and every time I'm on VR chat, it's mainly to test something, to quickly say hi, but it's not really. I don't hang out a lot anymore, and I do miss that. That's why I want to have a break for a while for map making and just do whatever and have some free time to do
Vacation.
Vacation.
vacation as well.
Yeah.
But
Beach episode.
yeah, exactly. No, but I just it's taken a lot of time. Like before world making, I was just hours and hours on VR chat, just fooling around with avatars and just playing VR chat as it's supposed to be played. But yeah.
I get you. I mean, what I could always recommend is like you could always do like once a month or once a week. You just like hang out for like 2 hours. You just be like, all right, whatever I'm doing, drop it. Have like a
And just
community.
go on.
Yeah, just go on with like I don't know, like your Patreon or your people in your community and just hang out for 2 hours.
Right, right. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah.
My next question. What makes you feel inspired to make maps and stuff? Is it just like from people like playing your maps and having a good time? Like what kept you going? Was it just like yourself or your wife or like was there like people in VR chat like, oh man, like these people I need to like not let people down. I want to like keep going and keep making good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's mainly the reason why I keep going is because people really love the stuff that I do, and because part one was actually supposed to be a joke. To be honest, it was mainly supposed to be a dungeon for Big Sister, but it actually blew up, and I was kind of surprised by that. And ever since that, people were like, "When is part two gonna happen? How many chapters are there gonna be?" And then people kept asking me over the past months, "Have you started on part two yet?" And I'm like, no, it was just part one. And yeah, eventually I didn't want to let them down, and I actually started learning more stuff in Unity with the whole avatar creations and stuff, and I decided to make part two. And yeah, over the years, no one really got bored of it. They kept saying, "Is it coming out yet?" And yeah, that's when I started part three, and it just repeated itself.
Okay. Um, d so I noticed recently you started streaming. Is that like, do you have any like bigger plans for as a streamer or as a content creator making YouTube or streaming, or is it just something you just want to like, be like a tour guide or just like do Q&A, or you have any plans for streaming and YouTube?
Um, yeah, I mean, I did start streaming a while ago, and a lot more than I used to. It started with actually me fixing some bugs in part three, but after that, I noticed that people liked it when I started streaming, and especially when I play horror games, when I get shocked. That's what people like because they know I make, horror games, so they expect me not to. But I'm actually quite the scary cat when it comes to that stuff. And yeah, I decided to play horror games and started streaming it, and I started doing it, and eventually I noticed that it went quite fast, and I reached affiliated Twitch partners, so I was kind of excited for that, and that kind of hyped me up to to keep going.
Okay. That's great, man. Like I say, keep it up. Like keep going. Like keep streaming, because like a lot of people are interested in world creation, and like I feel like in VR chat, the community, there's like definitely tutorials out there as time went on, and like how to make certain things, but like how to make like really good horror maps or like really good like assets and stuff. It's kind of like hidden. Like you have to be in like certain communities, like the VRC prefabs, and like talk to Sayon and know certain people to know how to do certain things. So I feel like if you start streaming that type of stuff, or bug fixing, or even doing like, hey, like you could like do like a tutorial one day, like how to make a jump scare, and you just be like, okay, this is how you do a good jump scare and how you do a bad one, and then just like a 10-minute YouTube video. Like I don't know, like you won't know. Like people watch that stuff and they get inspired and they actually make stuff. So
yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean that's how it works for everyone who wants to start something. You need something to reach something you want to make. You need that kind of guideline to start something. So I completely agree. That's why when I started making part one, I needed that little step from Xenu's horror escape room to get enough motivation to start that. So yeah, I completely agree where you're coming from.
Okay, so so when you started making all these characters for Huggy's Dungeon, like why did you well, I guess you made a lot of them like, okay, how should I word this? It seems like a lot of people actually started using your avatars in VR chat, like just as like a regular, like just sort of like hangout type thing. Did you ever expect that, like people just to be like, and people would be like, oh man, how'd you get that avatar? You'd be like, oh, you have to beat Huggy's Dungeon, and like, wait, what? And I guess that's like a good way to like advertise your whole thing, is like you have to spend 3 or 4 hours beating this level, this world, and then get the avatar. So.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, actually, I mean, there isn't really an official way yet to get the original models. Mine mainly are the Teddy model, if I'm right, and in the Christmas map, you can get those 2 specific exclusive ones. There's now in part 3 like 2 new models that say I beat part 3, and all I got was a T-shirt, the one I'm wearing right now. But there's going to be a Neo avatar soon, actually, when you beat a certain challenge. Yeah, and I know people will like that a lot. And obviously, once they have that, they're gonna favor it, and they can clone it, of course. But it's about getting that challenge done and knowing that you actually got something good out of it. Yeah.
True. That's the one thing I always wanted about VR chat was like, imagine if you had like a part of your account was like an achievement thing. Like having achievements. Imagine like if I beat your level, and like because the devs would talk to you, I would get an achievement, and if you clicked on my account, or like I could pull out an item and it'd be like, look, I have like this trophy that says I beat part 1. And, like only I have it. You can't clone it or anything. It's just like it's literally just part of my account now. That'd be so cool. Like I just be like, I beat part 3, and then I have this like cool like item, and people are like, oh my god, I want that. Or like, oh wow, you beat the game in under 2 hours and have this like super rare nightmare mode thing. You're like, whoa, what?
Yeah, no, I agree. That would definitely be a cool thing. I mean, it would be very nice to request that on the VR chat cannies, but yeah, I don't know if how that would work because then world creators would have to request it of VR chat developers, and I don't know how that would really work out because let's say, for example, it works for Mirror's Edge, for example, and you get like a mirror at the end in your hand. Um, but let's say they remove the map, what happens to the achievement then? You know, like it's very hard to consider what would really work and not in that situation.
True. I guess you're right. Just a dream of mine.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I love it though. I love the idea.
yeah, it's kind of like Mr. Whiskers. Like that was the thing, like like related to VRChat devs and a bunch of world creators, and at the end you do the whole battle, the showdown. And I think it would have been cool
It
if
was
like,
so cool.
yeah, like if you had like an achievement or trophy on my account, and then I could, and people would be like, oh, what's that? Like, oh, this event that happened like 2 years ago was this is the thing where you defeat this evil cat thing that was like messing with VRChat. So.
Yeah, no, I perhaps we could make a request and see what they think. I love the idea.
Okay. I mean, hopefully it happens, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you feel about the VRChat community? Well, I guess you already have like good standing of your own community, but how do you feel about other communities, like the whole VRChat community as a whole? Like, do you feel that there's a shift in terms of like toxicity, or do you feel like this is a good game? Like, do you feel like how do you feel about this game basically over time?
Yeah, and overall, I think the community is great. I mean, everything has its ups and downs. It used to be to the point where I was like, hey, let's hang out in the public world and let's have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm more like, hey, let's gather a group and go to an invite plus world and stay there. Like I really would love to just go out in random worlds and just, meet new people and be like, hey, what's up? But you always in the back of your head have that in your mind, like, oh, there's going to be crashes. Oh, there's going to be people that going to ruin it for us. What's the point, And I think if you separate that part, then VR chat could just be nice. But yeah, there's always going to be ups and downs.
Yeah, you're right. There's always going to be negative things and positive things to balance each other out.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Do you have any questions for me? Might as well ask.
How? Oh, yeah. What's your biggest fear? That's what I would like to know.
Uh-oh. It's gonna make something for me, man. That spooks. What's my biggest my biggest fear? I think my biggest fear, kind of ironic during this whole pandemic, is being like isolated, or like if I didn't have VR chat and I didn't have anyone to talk to, I think that'd be the worst. Like just being isolation, like being by yourself.
Okay.
Like I live in a city, so I guess like I look out my window, I'm like, there's my
Wow.
neighbor. Oh, okay. I'm not going crazy. But like if I didn't have VR chat, didn't have VR, like this if I had no internet and I lived like in a rural area, that'd probably be the worst. Like I hear like all the creaks in the house, and like you start going like insane and stuff. I feel like, but my parents, I got VR chat, so I'm okay. But if I didn't have these two things, maybe I would be at a not so good time.
So that's something that would affect you greatly in a VR game, to just be completely alone, or?
Well, whenever I did any of your maps, I did them with people. That says anything. I never did them by myself. I would always do at least one person, and it just helped me out a lot. Like if I was by myself, I was just like, oh, this is too much. This is too much. But if I'm with one of my friends, or like a group or a small group of my friends, it's kind of more easier and a lot more funny, because it's like I don't know, it's just like, oh no, I don't know, we just make jokes. We're like, oh, here comes the monster, and we're like, oh, I don't know, it's a little more not as stressful. But when I play games by myself, like I played Five Nights at Freddy's VR, and let's just say my heart rate went up to like 170. I had a heart rate monitor on.
Oh god,
That was not good.
I have to play that soon as well. I mean, I'm gonna stream that for the first time, and I just know I'm gonna die.
Oh,
when I play that.
it's terrible, absolutely the worst. And
Oh god.
yeah, I only played it like once or twice, and I said I'll only play it again if someone like I don't know had like a super goal or some crap like that because that game was the worst.
How far did you get?
I only got like day 3 or night 3 or something. I'm not even that far, like because
Oh wow.
because I didn't understand how to because I went in blind and I never watched people really play it. I did it on purpose. Like I bought part 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought like all the games for like $5 because they're on sale. Never played them. I don't like playing these like super scary games or just jump scares. So I never really watched anyone play it. So I didn't understand. I knew like you had like doors and lights, but I didn't really understand how the mechanics work at all. Because I thought the you turn on the lights to like make them go away, but that's not true. You use the light to like check that they're there or not. That's it. That's the only light.
Exactly.
So anytime that they were in the window, I just be like, I keep flicking the light on. I'm like, get out of here, get out of here. I thought that would make them go away, but that it was just wasting my battery. So I never like got too far into it because I didn't understand the game mechanics.
Oh my god. I see. Well, it's gonna be a hell of a ride for sure.
Yeah, and then I almost beat like night 3 or something, and then like the power went off at like 4 a.m. and I was like, uh-oh. And then I just took off my head, so I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was like almost crying. I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then you just like put the headset back on, and you just get like, just like right in my. I was like, oh my, I flipped out, dude.
And you were done.
Yeah, I was done. So he's getting ideas now. Yeah, he's gonna make the ultimate horror map now, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god. Hey man, if it's survival horror, I'll be okay. You know, there's more safety when you got a weapon. You know, unless you make like a survival horror game where you have like just a little like dull knife and it actually does nothing and it's just a trick. It's like you have this knife, dude, but it actually does nothing. So, but yeah, we have about like 15 minutes. So I guess we'll start taking questions from the chat. So if anyone has any questions for Sayon or Lisa, we'll start taking some questions. Unless I have some more. But
ask away.
Yeah. Sayon, soon we're going to add a new model for the doll challenge. Oh, already read. Oh, that was a comment. My bad.
Yeah.
Panic.
Some people know about it.
Okay. What's I guess I'll ask something like what's your all-time favorite like horror movie or you know?
Ooh, I mean, I was very young, and my very first horror movie was The Grudge. So like that traumatized me. So anything remotely woman-figured, long black hair just gets me. So even when playing Fear, you know, you have that little girl Alma. She freaks me out. It just The Ring is pretty much the same. It just, yeah, it gets me hard, for sure.
Sayon question: does he actually like any form of art aside from music and game making, drawing, etc.?
Art, like as in like portraits or?
Does
or
he
pictures?
Well, I'm just reading as it's written. Does he actually like any form of art aside from music and game making, drawing, etc.? Any type of art?
Yeah, I enjoy looking at paintings and going to museums and stuff. What I really like is to look at some kind of art and figure out what they were thinking when they were making the type of art. To see what they were feeling or what type of setting they were in. Yeah, I love to figure that out.
Are you going to make any more music videos?
Let's not go. That's a whole different topic, dude.
What do you mean? Those are the best, dude.
I know. I mean, maybe.
Okay. Any more questions, guys? You have the opportunity to ask this man anything, technically.
Wait, so people cannot see where I am right now, right?
No.
Okay, let me show you something.
Yeah, it's just on a blank chair. Actually, I'll put it on myself. There. Now it's just on me.
Don't go in it, but there you go.
Oh. Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. That's
So there you go, dude.
yeah, wow. I'm gonna be shitting myself. All right, thanks. Is that gonna come out soon?
No, I just barely started with it.
Oh, okay.
It's really good so far. It really is exactly like the real thing.
Oh no! Why?
That's why I decided. That's why I decided to start talking about it, dude.
No, no, no. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it. But let's just say it's a good thing, guys. Don't worry, you're gonna have a good time. You showing a really hush hush secret. It's really good. Uh, Late night with Invisible Man. Yeah, true. No, 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 no. I'll let people get. I'm not even I'm not even say anything. Don't worry about it. Rebel say to Sayon that working more is Mo. No, no, no. He will know what it is. Mo, no, no, no,
Oh
no.
God.
Okay.
Yeah, I know him. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. Any other questions, guys?
How many interviews have you actually had with other people in total right
I think about 130. I have to double check on that.
now? Oh wow, 130.
Yeah, I'm an old man.
Is that what all these the screenshots are at the beginning?
Yeah, all those pictures in the spawn or every single time I've interviewed someone, though that's only on the first 100. I'm kind of lazy. I need to make like a page 2
okay.
and then add the other 30. But yeah, a lot of them are do repeats. So I do like interview someone and like 2 months later I'll interview the same person, type of thing. Because new stuff happens, people change and have stories, just like a talk show. If you ever watch any late night American talk shows, they always bring back the same guests eventually. So stuff happens.
Yeah, it's very smart.
130.
Nice.
Yeah, I've done. I started this in late September of 2019, and then I've done like a talk show almost every day. I've at one point in time I did like a talk show like for like 30 days straight. Like every day I had a guest.
Wow.
Yeah, I went crazy.
Wow,
I went
that's
ham
very nice.
the first while, and then I started like slowing down a bit because getting people every day is kind of like really taxing. It's really like I'm just like dying internally, like getting people on and stuff. So I try to do them as much as I can. So probably in a week setting, probably like 3 or 4 times a week now, maybe 3 times a week I do an interview.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you gotta give yourself some rest, but don't overdo it.
True. And then I get in the new talk show world sometime soon, so that's gonna be like make everything a million times better.
Out of topic. Now it's
We're gonna find questions to talk. What is one thing you both hate about VR chat? I don't know, just toxic people. What else do
Yeah, toxic people for sure. Yeah.
Just crashers, people yoink stuff. Like I think that's like a general consensus. Everybody hates that. So
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I like you gotta understand both ways. Like I understand people are here because they want to have fun, but there's always a majority that wants to troll. But they just take it to the next level.
I guess that's their form of fun.
Yeah, I mean everyone
True.
tries to find their way to have fun. Then again, don't get me wrong. I don't agree what they're doing, but I do understand why they're doing it.
yeah, I get why people like want to be malicious and stuff like that. Just some people are like that. I just wish in the VR chat community it wasn't like extreme to the point where they crash your computer or steal avatars and stuff like that. Like, if the worst thing was like someone just said something mean to you, I could just block them or mute them and just move on with my life. But nowadays it's like just crash you, blow up your computer, and like target every time you stream. It's like, okay, dude, like this is getting a little too much, dude.
It's so stupid. I mean, I watched a stream one time when they were doing part 3, and they were in a private instance, and a hacker just magically appeared right next to them and flew away and, could crash their instance, and I just felt really bad for them.
Oh, what the heck?
It's just not. Yeah.
It
happens.
Yeah.
But yeah.
About the game itself, though, something you hate that is not good enough. What you mean, like the game itself, like not the community? I mean, for the longest time, I've always been like, man, I really wish there was 2018 and like Udon, but I guess that's not really an excuse anymore. So like we have that now. I don't know. I just think maybe like just UI and stuff. But Ron, who works in the game, told me a few days ago when they updated the game that they're working on the UI, so like better friends lists and stuff like that. I just feel like there should be more
That's gonna be nice.
like features. Like I'll give you an example. Like right now, like when you request off of someone, you don't know if they're busy or not. Like you guess you have the social status, but I feel like it'd be better if there's an in-game like messaging system, so like in mail. You know how like in World of Warcraft, they have, like mail or
Yeah.
DMs or PMs. Like I feel like if they had that in VR chat, where like I can just like go to my friends list and like go to social and had a menu that's called like mail or messaging or something. I just click on you. You could, yeah,
Hub or something.
social hub, and like you could only DM people on your friends list, not randoms. And you would just message, like I could message you and be like, and to type be like, hey, I'm busy right now, see you. Hey guys, we're doing an event at 10:30 or something, or like hey, you know what I mean, just like a simple, because like I have to like take off my headset, go to Discord and type shit, and it's just like it's better if it's all in game.
Oh, that might be a good thing, a good topic to put on the Kenny.
Kind of like when you get an iPhone call and you can send them a text message that says 1 sec or I'm driving something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like when you decline like an invite, it should be able to say like accept, decline, or message, and they can message back and say, hey, I'm busy right now, or like an automated message if you want to.
Very good. Yeah. No, I love that idea. We should put that in the Kenny's for sure. I like that.
I think it's already there. I could be wrong because I've talked about this like
it?
months ago, like a long time ago on this talk show a lot.
Okay, nice.
So maybe, I don't know. Like whenever I put something on the cannery, it takes like 10 years before it's
Oh,
actually
there's a lot of you.
Yeah, true.
That's okay. I can handle all of you at once.
Yo, Thick Lickery, thank you so much for the raid slash host. I appreciate that. But yeah, any other questions? How are you, Sayon? Chicken nuggets?
What?
How are you, Sayon Chicken Nugget? What? Listen, I'm just reading as written. I'm
Must be an.
I mean, I'm good. I'm good, I guess. What is the name of the person?
Mono Lus.
Yeah, I figured.
Hi, Mona.
Yeah, I figured.
I figured. What? I don't even know what are these? Are these just comments or statements? I don't know what's going on here.
Probably.
Ask.
Yeah, just ask a question. To have a question mark at the end of your question or on your statement, then I'll know what's a question. We're not used to Sayon answering questions. There's a lot of memes. When are we testing part 4? Yeah, dude. Where's part 4, dude? Come on.
Tomorrow. Let's do it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. You gotta say Kappa at the end of it. Now you're a Twitch streamer. Yeah, man. He needs a rest. True. When we add a portal gun.
When are you planning on doing part 3? Because I definitely, if you're streaming it, I'm watching it.
I'm not too sure, because, okay, how long does it take the average person to do part 1? Is there, like, any checkpoints, or do I have to, like, do the whole, like, 6 hours, or whatever long it is?
I mean, yeah, chapter 1 of part 3 takes about, for new beginner, it would take, I guess, 3 to 5 hours, maybe 6 max, but if you have a group with you that already did it, it will go much faster. It really depends on what you want.
I mean, what do you prefer? Me to go by myself and pee my pants, or I play with some people that already have done it and they kind of like tour guide me and make sure I do the right things?
I prefer you to go alone.
Oh, no. I mean, I could for you and my viewers to watch me use... I know, I set myself up for this. Rip. My biggest fear.
Yeah, you do.
Damn. Okay, we'll see. And then part 2 is how long? Or part 3 or part 2?
That one is the longest. Yeah, that one takes from at least 4 to max 9 hours. So I recommend
Oh
you
my
bring a
god.
group
Yeah,
with
I'll
that
probably
one.
yeah, I'll probably do a
Yeah.
group for that then. What's your both biggest fear? Already talking about mine, just isolation, being alone, doing scary things by myself.
It's really hard because I have kind of a trauma with the grudge, but I wouldn't say it's my biggest fear. I guess my biggest fear would be walking into something that I know is bad, but still forced to do so. So like it's completely dark, for example, you know there's something in there, but you have to go because something is either chasing you or you're being pushed or something. That I guess
Uh-oh.
that's one of my biggest fears.
Forced.
So pretty much the fear of unknown. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty spooky. Favorite fear, you know?
Was there anything in part one or part two that you were thinking, wow, I expected that to be scarier, but it actually made me laugh or something? I'm actually curious.
Well, it's been a long time since I played part one or part two.
Yeah.
Was something that like I laughed at?
Yeah.
God, it's been literally been like I don't know a year and a half since I played part two or something.
I know. It's a long time ago. Same here now.
I don't know. I don't think I've laughed at anything. I thought like everything was pretty spooky. I think the worst, well, most recent one I played was what do you call it? KDS.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah.
That was probably the most scary when you have like the person cover your eyes like this. That was the worst. I was like, oh my! I was like, what's happening? What's happening? And then you just hear this like, I'm just like, what the fuck? And then like it covers my. That was the worst. That was the worst thing ever in VR. But yeah.
Yeah, I actually had one streamer play the Emily Wants to Play, and during one jump scare, he just fainted. He was knocked out for at least 2 minutes to 3 minutes.
Oh
It
my
was
god!
crazy.
Damn.
It was really bad. Yeah.
You're good at beatboxing. Nice.
Oh god.
We'll have to see. Would you actually make HDS a true game out of VR chat if you could, or do you think the VR chat community is the thing that actually making it special?
To be honest, I really think VR chat and its entire community is indeed what makes it so special and memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for part 3.
Yeah, part 3.
VR chat plays a big
because
role.
yeah, VR chat is actually implemented into part 3, but you'll see that. But making that into an incomplete new game, I don't even think if that's possible due to the copyrighted stuff that is in there. And either I would have to contact all the game companies to make that a game, or it would have to be free and I would have to have the permission to make all of that. Because otherwise it's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, or you have to make everything from scratch, and it takes like such a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be cool though one day.
For sure.
Maybe you just maybe you'll make like a fan or like a fan. We call it like an adaptation in the future, like the Source 2 engine or something. You just play Half-Life Alyx, but it's just Huggy's Dungeon secretly.
That would be really cool for sure. Yeah, the engine they used is very, very nice. All the interactions and everything, it felt so good to play.
The thing that's what makes HDS special is you have your avatar. It's your adventure. True. Because when you play other games, you're just like a pair of hands or just like a body yeah, you're just a floating husk that walks around. But when you have this like character, when you look down and you see yourself and you're like actually in that nightmare, it's a lot more personal.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I feel like a lot of horror games or just VR games in general can, learn from VR chat, because being able to look down and see your legs or see your entire arm or even your face in a mirror, it just feels much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take this one last question here, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, sure.
What's your favorite character of the series? The one that has a special place in your heart? Huggy, Alex, or Lisa?
That's kind of a hard one because, you know, it started with me
like
being...
your babies.
Yeah, it started with me being Huggy, but if I really have to choose one, it would have to be Alex, for sure, and then the ultimate form, which you will see later on.
Okay. For me, it's probably Lisa, because I just feel sorry. I'm just like, dude, she's getting like tormented and all this stuff's happening. Like, what's going on, dude? Like, I just want to hey, let's just no more horror. Here's a hug. We'll have a good day, you know. Like, let's go. Yeah, let's go like get some ice cream or something. Let's have a good time. Like, what's going on? Play part 3. I will eventually. I don't know when. I need to organize a day where I just play part 3 because it literally will take the entire day. So
yes, for sure, you really need a day. I mean, there's even been people that
I would pick a weekend.
Yeah,
like
a weekend
day,
or something.
so you can have a break and still eat and pee.
Yeah,
eat and pee.
It takes a lot of time.
Hey guys, I'm halfway through. I gotta eat some dinner. I gotta eat my steak, bro. Or I might do it like at after eat dinner, and then from 6 to like midnight I'll play it or something. Then it gets real spooky.
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be better. Yeah.
The only problem for me,
just let me know when you do it.
Yeah, the only problem
to watch it.
for me is that my parents are coming back home tomorrow, and I can't scream or like be loud at night, so I'll have to be like ASMR, like that was real spooky, guys. Because if I scream, then they're gonna wake up and they're gonna be mad at me. So unless they leave again, which may happen in a couple weeks, so maybe I'll plan it for next time they leave, which may be the end of April or something like that, or closer, like in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, I mean, by then all the bugs should be fixed and stuff, so then you'll play it hopefully without any bugs.
Yeah. I remember playing like part 1 and part 2 when it first came out, and I remember like, it has so many bugs in it, and then I remember playing with a friend like 3-6 months later, and then like there was no bugs. So I think it's actually better if I just wait a little bit longer, because like the longer I wait, the more polished it is, and I don't have to. Because I remember like there's one point where I carried the teddy bear for part 2, I think, right, where you have to carry it the whole way, and like it just like dropped out of my hand randomly when I was holding on to it, like for dear life, and then just randomly dropped. And I was just like, no! I was just like, I was like, what? I was so mad. I was like, oh my god. Could you actually keep an ASMR if you're truly scared? I mean, I would just like put tape over my mouth, and I just like, you just see me like jump like 10 feet or something, like, you know. Take a break during part 3. Yeah, I could like do part 1 by myself and then come back like a day or 2 later and do part 3
with a group.
Yeah, with a group.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
I might have to make a tweet or something, because I don't think people are gonna randomly be like, oh yeah, let's do this thing for 6 hours, like randomly. So I'm more curious to know if like any of the big streamers are gonna play it, like in the people that have been playing recently. I wonder what they think about it. I don't think any of them have played any of the horror maps. So
I don't know. No, not. I mean, I know Nadition played it. And, you know, are you talking about even bigger, or?
Yeah, I'm talking about like the Soda Pop and the XQC, the Hassan, the 10,000K Andes, you know, the big boys of Twitch. I'm wondering if they play, like, will they like crap themselves, or they think it's funny, or like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Perhaps maybe one day they will do it.
Maybe we'll have to see. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Like I said, it's just over an hour now.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is I'll put the camera on you if you want to say anything, like final words, or, you know, tell anybody about your future project, anything you want to talk about. This is your moment.
Well, guys, I just really want to thank VR Chat in general and the HCS community and the community overall for, you know, supporting me and waiting so long for part 2 to come out. It really hyped me and kept me going, and it gave me a lot of, you know, thoughts, because I had a lot of bad moments where I just wanted to stop and give up, but you guys kept me up, and I'm just very happy that you guys enjoy the content, and much more content will come your way. So thank you for that, and thank you, Rebel, for having me on this late night.
Of course. I wanted to, I want to branch out and interview as many people as I can. I know that you're a big person for the horror stuff, so I wanted to, get you on and talk about your map and your journey here and how you got here and how you, the process and everything. It's amazing. So thank you again for coming by. Again, I'm your host, I'm on Rebel.
Yes.
This is my talk show, Late Night of Rebel. And again, this is OfficialSayon, the creator of HDS, or better known as Huggy's Dungeon series. It's a long time coming, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, so one last thing before you go, we'll take a picture, just like,
Yes.
over on the wall, and then I'll be on my way. All right. Oh, that's right. I don't even have to. I keep forgetting. I'm not even full body right now. I keep forgetting. Normally I have full body. I usually use full body for like everything, but recently when I sit in my chair here to be comfy, I have a bad back. So when I stand up for too long, my back just starts like dying. So yeah. So I can turn on my full body anytime. But anyway, if you want to stand next to me, or actually I'll turn on the camera for you. I keep forgetting that when you have a camera on, it doesn't always see. There we go. Now we can see it. Doesn't that look menacing? Do they have a scare face or like?
Say cheese.
Oh. Hold on. Where's my horror face? Yeah, there we go. Like this. Oh.
There you go, dude.
Wait. Hold on. Wait. You gotta make it stuck, because with the index you can make it so you have like the. There we go. I got it. You can like make it stuck. There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Hey. Thank you so much, man. Like I said, if you want to, like, I don't know if you want to look, but these are all the people I've interviewed and stuff.